selling moss, which has long been popular here in Japan, but their signature product is giving it a chance to spread far beyond the garden.
Moss is considered to be one of the signature plants in Japanese gardens. The many landscapes created by moss represent wabi-sabi, the Japanese concept of finding beauty in the ephemeral and the imperfect. Products incorporating moss are proving to be popular with consumers around the world who appreciate the Japanese aesthetic they offer. This company specializes in developing and selling products featuring the soft, green, carpet-like plants. In 2017, it developed a unique type of moss sheet. Since moss doesn't have typical roots, it doesn't require soil to grow. Instead, most types gain the nutrients they need from moisture in the air or rainwater. The moss sheets are low cost, easier to handle than sod or turf, and can be cut with scissors. For example, if you place it across a table in your office, you get a natural tabletop like this. The company uses Hore fringe moss, a hardy variety which is resilient to extreme temperatures and can go for long stretches without water. CEO Sato Yasunari said one of the most challenging parts of the development process was finding the best material to grow the moss on. Eventually, he settled on flexible yet resilient sheets made from non-woven fabric.
In the beginning, we tried everything, from traditional Japanese washi paper to towels and even sheets made from coconut mats. In total, we spent 6 years and tried 326 different versions before we finally got it right.
From decorating walls to brightening up office reception areas, and even adding some natural flair to fashion exhibitions, the moss sheets offer a wide range of uses. One of the most interesting characteristics of this type of moss can be seen when it's watered. When it comes into contact with water, it instantly responds by opening its leaf-like phyllodes.
The fact that it responds and moves when you water it adds another element of interest. It further motivates owners to keep them watered and healthy.
In addition, demand is increasing outdoors. A major railway company is using it alongside its railroad tracks for easy-to-maintain landscaping. The moss even helps to prevent weed growth, like at this solar farm. The moss sheets are placed around the solar arrays to keep them from being overgrown with weeds. To meet the growing need for moss sheets, the company is taking advantage of vacant properties across the country to grow them. This has contributed to adding jobs in rural communities.
If you look closely, it has a really cute star shape.
If moss can be accepted as a viable replacement for lawns and other ground cover plants, I think we have a practical and affordable greening method that everyone should consider.
So we actually have a moss sheet in the studio with us. As you can see, this half here has been watered, so you could see that the buds are really kind of open, and this other side is not watered. And before the show, I got to spritz this a bit, and you really get to see the buds open up. It was kind of fun, and it really kind of cute. I have a soft spot now for moss, which, you know, I didn't have before. But, you know, you want to feel it and see how it is, Jonathan?
Yeah.
It feels nice, right?
It's very
different.
Nice
and soft.
And I just saw you spritzing it with a big smile on your face.
Yes.
And so I watched the transformation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's really beautiful, though.
Yeah. It is beautiful. I mean, nothing like moss in a Japanese garden, for example. But, you know, the idea that we could start seeing it in more places is very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. So, Roger, you know, I was under the impression that moss is hard to grow. I've failed a couple times, you know, with my moss balls. But they were saying that this moss in particular is quite tough. So how tough is it?
Well, it's not quite as resilient as grass, but sturdy enough that you can stand on it like this. I know you were saying how cute it was.
You're stepping on the moss.
Yeah.
How could you?
But in fact, the more you step on it, the stronger it becomes. But you need to be careful with lateral movements because the moss will tear away from the sheet if you try to run on it. And compared to other types of moss, it's really resistant to sunlight and dryness. And it's known for surviving extremely harsh environments and can even handle places ranging from as low as minus 20 degrees Celsius all the way up to 70 degrees.
Wow, that's really impressive. I'm considering how hot it's been this past year.
Yeah, I would say you could only grow it in the shade.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the case with this moss. I mean, maybe there's a lot of use for it that we haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah, and this is an interesting example of a product that it's a new product that's you also have to invent the uses for it as you go along. So it's really impossible to imagine how big the market will ultimately be. I don't know how much it costs. But there is a cost to, just letting your garden go to weeds, or if these businesses that have, beside the train tracks or in the solar farms, you have to hire somebody to cut those weeds, that grass. And for people who have been in Japan in the summer, I mean, it can get like a jungle here. It gets very weedy. So, I could see it as an investment as well as an aesthetic improvement for properties.
Yeah, definitely. And post-pandemic, we've really seen a growth in like plant businesses, but it does seem like they're sticking around. I mean, do you think there's a future here?
Well, all of these demographic things that are kind of taking this business along are probably not going to change, right? I mean, Amazon may be going back to work 5 days a week, but for most companies, some kind of hybrid work environment is here to stay. People are spending more time at home, whether they're working. We still have increase in the number of single people living alone, families without kids. I mean, there's a whole lot of reason why people want houseplants. There's a whole lot of reasons why people want to beautify their environment. Plants are pretty, and they combat stress.
And global warming as well.
And there you go, right. So this is probably a good time to be in the plant business.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think? Are you going to join in on this?
I want to get in on the moss farming.
I mean, you have a lot of land, I heard.
I do have a bit of land that's mostly just weeds, and if I could, grow a little moss, make a little money, save myself some grass cutting, it's all to the good.
Yeah, definitely. I think I want a little pet moss starting today. What about you, Raja?
Yeah. It was really fun, spraying water on it and, really changing totally, right? It was exciting, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to take a little corner.
Oh, take a little cutting home?
Okay. And we can compare next time I'm on, see who's managed to keep it alive.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
That's it for this week. I'm Shala Book.